Got unfinished projects? You are not alone. In this video, I'll be deep diving into why these creative projects become WIPs, how to help you finish them, how to tackle them, and how to enter the challenge. Hashtag Finish That WIP 2026. Go grab yourself a cuppa, a WIP, and keep it sparkly. Hello, lovely makers. Welcome back. So if you're new here, hi, my name's Sam and you are watching Sewcial Sparkle with Sam, and today we are talking all about WIPs. Who misses? So WIPs are work in progress, so unfinished projects, and why even the most exciting creative projects sometimes become dust collectors. Because let's face it, sometimes they do. They just sit there and collect dust instead of being finished. So this video is part of the hashtag Finish That WIP 2026. Oh, it's weird saying that. So this video is part of the hashtag Finish That WIP 2026 challenge, and honestly I think I'm a great person to talk about this because I have accumulated a lot of WIPs over the years. So if you've got unfinished projects tucked away in drawers, boxes or bags, you are very much not alone. So before we dive in, I just want to quickly explain that Finish That WIP 2026 challenge is a challenge, because it's really important to know that this challenge is open to everyone. So it's an Instagram challenge and you post your entry on Instagram. So it's not just for sewists, it's if you're a painter, a knitter, a crocheter, a potter, a quilter, an embroiderer, I can't think of any more. Any kind of creative with unfinished projects, you are included and you are more than welcome to take part. And yes, there are prizes. Because finishing things deserves to be celebrated. So the challenge is not about perfection or pressure, it's about encouragement, creativity, and actually finishing things that have been waiting for too long. So I have decided, for the sake of your sanity, not to go through all of the WIPs that I have in this video. And once I get chatting, you'll probably realise why. I have done a rough count and I stopped when I got over 60 because it was not good for my mental health to keep counting. I have a lot of WIPs. So I thought it might be helpful to go through a few of my own real life WIPs and talk honestly to you about why they got stalled, what got in the way, and what actually helps when, helps me to move forward again. Because although I have got a lot of WIPs, I do actually finish some of them. So I keep all of my WIPs in these lovely project folders like so. And the first one that I want to talk to you about is this one. So I will get a little bit of it out. And as you can see, it is kind of finished. Well, it's definitely been started, and it is the Recital blouse by Liesl & Co. And I'm still excited by this project, and I was so excited about getting it started at the beginning. I love the fabric, I love the idea, I love the pattern. I was really motivated. I decided to take it to a sewing retreat. I wanted to share the event with friends. So it was definitely a fully motivated project when it started. Now it's become a WIP because of different circumstances. So lots of reasons why garments like this sometimes become WIPs for me. Sometimes it can be because of a fit issue. Sometimes it can be because of a tricky technique, a technique in it that maybe I haven't done before, or I've done before and I've done it badly, and so I get a little bit of a confidence wobble. That happens quite a lot with me. Sometimes garments like this become WIPs because I've made a mistake and I'm just not in the right headspace to sort that out right at that moment. But for me, if I'm totally honest, this one became a whip because, I mean, it basically became a whip because of all of those things and some of those things. I had fit issues, I had tricky techniques in it. I put it away. I then came back home. I fell down the stairs. You know, I mean, that doesn't always happen mid-project, but that also was part of it. And now the thought of it feels quite uncertain to kind of unwrap it and do it again. And so I kind of done that. I'll just put that away just for now. But actually, it's gone away because I haven't had the, oh, I'll get this out and I'll do this because. So I just need to find that motivation again. I need to find the answer to come back to it. So this one is the Mia Messenger bag. So a lot of you will have perhaps made this bag. Was a very popular pattern. I made the first Mia Messenger bag. Let me just show you. It's BF Fabrics, and I made the first and I loved it and I use it all the time. In fact, it's a bag that I use over and over again. From the momentum of that project, I cut out another one. I love the fabric. I've cut it all out. I've done all the tricky bits. I've measured it all. I've kind of, you know, interfaced all of the fabrics. And then it just stopped. And the reason it stopped was life got busy. Now, this is a big one for me. Life gets busy a lot. My sewing time changed. It was in the midst of me making a bit of a decision about life. Where I was working changed, how I was working changed. And when I came back to it, when I kind of found it again, I had completely lost momentum. I'd forgotten the reason why I wanted to make it. I kind of wasn't quite sure about the fabric when I looked at it again. There's nothing wrong with the project. It was just that the thought of restarting it after that long break, I wasn't feeling it. I just didn't feel it. So this one is the another kind of whip that I have a lot of in my whip store, as it were, is ones that just need one thing doing to. And this is a lovely project that I started. And it's a completely self-drafted top that I made out of a blanket. I absolutely love it. And all I need to do is, because I originally was going to finish this cuff in a different way, and then going through it, I decided I wanted to finish the cuff by putting the Waves and Wild thumb cuff on it. And it's a very simple thing to do. It's just that thing. But because it needs to be a few steps progress for me to do that, I need to find the instructions for doing the cuff. I need to figure out what fabric and stuff. I just gone, oh, I've made it. I can look at it. I can even wear it without the cuff. So I've just lost motivation to finish it because that one thing, the project has become not exciting anymore to me. So, and I have to say that happens a lot. So when I love exciting things. And so as soon as it becomes not exciting anymore, I lose interest. And because I lose interest, the whips just sit there and stay there for much, much longer than they should. Okay, why do exciting projects like this become whips? I really don't think that projects become whips because we are lazy or disorganised. I really don't think that. I think they become whips because the excitement is strongest at the start. The middle can sometimes feel messy and frustrating, and finishing them requires confidence and decision making. And I think that is the main reason why things become whips. So obviously, if they get abandoned at the beginning, it's because the excitement is so strong that you've kind of cut it out, you've chosen the fabric, you've really got it together, and then you've gone, it's not, that was a big adrenaline hit. The reason like sometimes in the middle bits is because it's a bit messy, it's a bit frustrating. I'm not quite sure what to do with it now, you know. And so that's another reason. And then obviously the finishing. The finishing is the finishing. Sometimes perfection plays a big role too. So sometimes it feels safer not to finish something than to finish it imperfectly. And I think this is definitely that. There's a little bit of perfection in me that's going, oh, I've seen some lovely ones of the thumb cuff and it looks so neat and it looks so lovely and it looks so nice, but I've never done it before. Maybe mine won't look as nice as somebody else's. So if I don't finish it, I don't have to show you that it's not as nice as somebody else's, which is bonkers, isn't it? Completely conkers bonkers, but that's how my brain works. Maybe your brain works like that, maybe it doesn't. But I do think that sometimes perfection, even if you don't think you're a perfectionist, because I don't think I am a perfectionist, but I do think that those thoughts go into our brains and that can sometimes stop. So, ways to help when a project is stuck. So what do you do? So when I'm feeling stuck on a WIP, or a project, you know, even if it's not become a kind of long-standing WIP, I'm just stuck on a project. A few things that really help. Choosing one tiny step. So literally just moving forward, one tiny step can really help the whole project. So I've actually got my tea on a coaster that says, beautiful things come together one stitch at a time. And I totally believe in that. You get further on in the project, and obviously this challenge is not just for sewing, but I am just talking about sewing, but one more brush stroke, one more stitch, one more anything gets you one step closer to finishing. So even if you only have time for one step, just do that one step. Set a timer. Say, I'm going to work on this project today for 5 minutes because I have 5 minutes. You'll find it really surprising sometimes how much you get done in 5 minutes. And if you have 50 lots of 5 minutes, that's loads of time and you'll definitely get the project finished. So keeping the project visible instead of hidden away. Now, this works for some people and not for other people, but I do agree that it's a good way to help, and it helps me in some circumstances. So what I will do is, if I know that I want to fit that kind of 5 minutes of time in, then I will get that project out and I will make sure that it is staring me in the face. Like literally, I've even put boxes, a WIP project, like in the centre of the room, so I have to fall over it to get into the room, because of the way that my mind works, the way that my brain works, I do need that like kick up the bum reminder that it's there and it needs my time. So sometimes just putting it somewhere front and centre, having it there, not nagging at you, but, just reminding you that it's there. Another way is changing the goal. So change your goal from perfect to finished. Yeah, you did want to do, bound finishings. Yeah, you did want to do bound buttonholes, or you did want to do this, that and the other, but you've changed your mind and it's okay. And maybe you do just want to do a one-step hem and just finish it, or maybe you just, instead of doing a fancy thumb cuff, you just want to put a cuff on or hem it up and finish it. It's okay. There's not going to be any WIP police coming round and telling you off, I promise. Just get it finished. And finally, sewing with other people. So, sewing with other people is a great way of finishing WIPs because motivation really multiplies when you're not doing it alone. So this seems like a really good place to talk to you about my Sewcial Sparkle Session. So I spoke to Lisa when I knew that she was doing this challenge and said, oh, how about me doing, because I love the idea of this challenge and I love the idea of us finishing our WIPs together rather than finishing them alone. So why not get together and put on a Sewcial Sparkle session? So I have a Sewcial Sparkle session dedicated to this challenge, 2 WIPs, on my website, sewletsparkle.com, on the 17th of January, which is a Saturday. Saturday 17th of January, and it is 4 till 6. And the reason it is 4 till 6 is that if you are in the US, that kind of fits in nicely. If you're in this country, it kind of fits in nicely. It was a good timing for me and Lisa that worked for both of us. It's Saturday afternoon, so if you can give a little bit of your Saturday afternoon over to your WIPs, I'm sure they'll be very grateful. And you can just book on that through my website. And it's just all about sewing together. So you'll get support. I'll be on hand to answer any questions if there's things that you're finding tricky to finish. There'll be other sewers there, and Lisa will be there too with some fantastic motivation. So if you've got a WIP that you'd love to move forward, I'd absolutely love you to join in. So something I think is really important to talk about is deciding not to finish is okay. That's okay. If you have made the decision, so if like me, you have a lot of WIPs, and while going through your WIPs, you have decided that, it's just not for you. I've decided, I feel really strongly about this, and I don't think it's talked about enough. Sometimes the best thing to do with a WIP is to decide not to finish it. And that's completely okay. It is just okay. Not every project needs to be finished to be successful. Sometimes a project has already taught you what you need. It's already done everything that it needs to teach you what you needed to be taught. And that's enough. So one option after that is to give it away. I might decide that I've made my Mia bag. I loved my Mia bag. This new Mia bag, I've done all the hard work. I've cut it all out. I've kind of fallen out of love with it now. Maybe the thing to do is to give it to someone else. Maybe someone else doesn't like cutting out but likes the idea of sewing it. Give it to them to finish it. They'll get the love from finishing it. They'll enjoy it. It'll be a project for them. And it is guilt-free from me because I haven't had to put it in the bin. Option. It's an option. Another option is to turn it into something different altogether. So, if you've decided, you haven't got time to finish the dress, turn it into a top. Or you just don't love the bag anymore, turn it into a pouch. You can do something else with it. Even if it's just reclaiming the fabric. I know a lot of people's WIPs are just, the fabric the pattern has been cut out, but the fabric hasn't. And maybe it's just time to reclaim the fabric back and go, no, I'm past that project. I'm not doing that anymore. And sometimes the kindest choice is just to bin it. And it can feel hard, especially when you think about the time or money spent. But your time and your energy and your mental health is far more important. It's far more precious. Sewing should be joyful, not a source of guilt. Okay, so some quick practical tips to finish your WIPs. If your goal is to finish your WIPs and not put them in the bin, so here are a few of my favourite practical tips. So start with a project that is the closest to being done. So start with one that you literally know, all I've got to do is do this. Get a short sewing timer. So you can, on your phone, or you can buy egg timers or whatever, set a timer and just go for it. Batch boring jobs together. So if in your WIPs you've got a few WIPs that are kind of the same, you just need to put a zip in, you just need to hem up, you just need to do this. Batch them together. That can sometimes really help, definitely helps me. Celebrate the progress. Now, I know I'm really guilty of this, is that, I kind of never put things on Instagram unless it's kind of finished. I've taken a polished photo. I'm in the sun with the light is beautiful and I've finished my dress. But actually, sometimes, if you've just put a label on and you've put it on really beautiful, And that's the part of your sewing that you've done that day. Take a picture of it, share it with someone. Doesn't have to be on Instagram, doesn't have to be on Facebook. Send it to a friend, send it to someone and say, look what I did today. Send it to, you know, your husband. I don't know, might be interested. Send it to your daughter, send it to someone and just say, look what I did today. Because you should always celebrate progress, not just completion. And give yourself permission to just change the plan. Give yourself permission. Say, do you know what? It's okay that I'm not doing this now. I'm going to do something different. So a new year is a fresh start, not to be perfect, but just to keep going. So whether you finish a WIP, pass it on, decide it's time to let it go, all of those are valid choices. What matters is that your creative time supports you and your mental health and doesn't stress you. So if you are taking part in Finish That WIP 2026, please tell me in the comments what you're working on. I'd love to know, and I would love to see you at my Sewcial Sparkle Session along with Lisa on the 17th of January. Thanks ever so much for spending this time with me. Happy making, keep it sparkly. Don't forget to sparkle, folks. See you very soon. Bye for now.